We got a Ferrari FFV12 PTU that's just come in from a Ferrari specialist down south. This is one of two that we've got on currently, and we'll be just talking you through the procedure that we go through. So we got here, it's on the teardown bench, ready to be inspected. We're just giving it a quick blow off. It's just been cleaned. So we're just about to take the front cover off. So now we've got the internal components of the transfer box. And straight off the bat we can see it's got two failed bearings, one on the intermediate shaft and one on position 2 output shaft. That's quite clear to see. Difficult to see in the pictures, but bearing failure is there. You can see here now that we've got a mixed fluid. Now these units run gear oil, hypod oil, and they also run hydraulic fluid. And what you can see there is the two of the oils mixing together, which is not how these units work, so that's a bad thing. We've also got there a lot of swarf on the magnet there. You can see the position magnet, which tells the computer which position the fork's actually shifted to. So that picks up a lot of the debris, as you can see. And we can see there we've got a failed snap ring and damaged bush, which is quite common on these. We see this quite a lot, and this is what causes the fluid to leak, the hydraulic fluid to leak into the gear oil. So we've got a high pressure rail here, and if you look closely, this rail is actually worn. You can see the wear mark there, and also the pitty marks on the actual rail. So that will definitely cause a leak. So this will have to be either remanufactured, or we can machine down, repolish, and then get the new seals to fit these. These units tend to run about 1200 psi, so it's quite a lot of pressure that gets pumped through these hydraulic rails here. So making sure that that seals correctly is very important. So now we'll move on to the new bushings. So you can see an old one there, which is clearly marked. So you can see the impact that these take. And then there's the new bush. And now we've got all the new seals, all the other components that have been cleaned and ready for assembly. We've now stripped down the clutch basket and housing, and we will be installing the original clutches because they were absolutely fine to reuse. You can see here that we just cleaned all the inside of the casing. We've got the upgraded snap rings there, and then we've also got the pump. So we're just installing now all the new clutch pack. This is the lineup procedure that we do to make sure that everything is set and central before we install the rear basket. Now that the clutch packs have been cleaned and reinstalled, we're now priming the rear case, and you can see here we've repolished the input shaft. We're currently now setting up the input shaft into the case, and now we're installing the gear pump. This had to be disassembled so that we could clean any bits of swarf or contaminants from inside the pump. Now fitting the intermediate and main cluster and the new shift forks. Just setting up the bearing preload there. And now we are just reassembling second position cluster, which on these units you have to do inside the case. So this is a lineup check. We're just checking to make sure everything's lining up correctly. There's a lot of needle rollers with no cages in this transfer box, so they can be a bit naughty, but we do get around it. You can see there that we've Loctited the bolts and set the bearing preloads. The actuator has now been primed with new seals, and there we have it. Complete built Ferrari FFV12 transfer box. Thanks for watching.